movie about baseball. From the United Motors Service. Called Famous Batteries. Okay, honey, where are my pills? The new battery-powered baseball is an instant success.
You're out. You're out a mile.
They can't hear you.
Doggone it, he's out, I tell you. Why, Berra had him cold.
Get a new pastime, America. Ah!
You saw that play? He had him cold, didn't he? Doggone it anyway. What's the matter with these umpires today? Why the...
Blew another ventricle.
Hey, wait a minute, Pop.
Samsara is Nirvana.
You called a few in your day. Ought to know as well as anyone that you can't please everybody when you call them.
Granted the subjective nature of our access to truth.
Yeah, that's right.
Little something for Daddy. Guy named OJ's coming over later to buy some of this stuff. Seemed nice.
I guess I've had as many famous people mad at me as anybody. Mickey Cochran, Grove, Lefty Gomez,
Judas Iscariot,
Dickie, Ruth,
J-Lo,
Fox.
you know,
Names that every American kid knows as well as his own.
like the Pope and O.G. Reedmore.
Yep, at one time or another, every one of those guys wanted my hide for something either too high or too low.
Or I was banging their
Wide
wife, or...
or inside. Yeah, it's a great game.
Well, what can I say? I love tennis.
It's funny how much a little ball like this can mean to 150 million Americans.
And they're bookies.
But there's a world of hope and disappointment wrapped up in every hunk of bleached horsehide.
Well, when you put it that way.
No wonder the kids come pouring into the training camps, eating it up.
Yum.
When somebody like Farrell gives out without a pitch.
Kids love the taste of bleached
And you
horsehide.
can't blame them for wanting to be someone like Dizzy Dean, a great pitcher in his day,
Adjusted for
or a
inflation.
great catcher like Cochran or Perkins. Because when the chips are down, it's your battery that counts in a ball game.
Recharge it nightly.
You know, a baseball diamond covers a lot of territory.
It sure does. Good point.
But most games are won and lost in an area no longer than your backyard and no wider than your front wall. Why?
Steroids?
Well, from Frisco to Jersey, from Dallas to Duluth,
Springfield to
that's
Quahog.
the biggest little street in the world. That's Pitcher's Lane.
How romantic.
What happens in there means you're in or you're out of the pennant race.
Yep, that's how games work.
Your pitchers and catchers are the backbone of your team. It's your battery that counts.
Just don't put your tongue on it.
Pitchers like Carl Hubble, with that whip of an arm that won better than 20 games a year for 5 consecutive years.
His nickname was the meal ticket. I looked it up.
There's Lefty Grove, who always had that high, hard one in the clutch.
Hey, let's not make this personal.
One and only Gomez, always good for a laugh after the game, but strictly business on the mound.
Are you happy with your long-distance service?
And the receiving end of the battery, men like Bill Dickey,
And his false shirt.
Black Mike, the great Cochran, who had a brilliant career with Philadelphia, and then led the Tigers to 2 pennants and a world's championship.
Black Mike, ladies and gentlemen.
No wonder his old boss, like every other manager, is still praying for another Cochran, a 30-game winner. I tell you, it's still pitcher to catcher for pennants to champs.
Why are you telling us all
Sure,
this?
You need the sliding pit, because that one extra base can mean the ball game. And you need the hit
Hey.
to field them, because they still pay
I
off.
actually
on
recognize
runs.
that guy.
You need the sluggers like Fox and Gehrig and Greenberg.
And Kool-Aid
You
Man.
need the kind of pitching and the kind of catching that got Vandermeer those 2 consecutive no-hitters.
The players' personal lives are none of my
I
business.
don't know how it looks from way up there in the stands, but from where I saw it, it's the battery that pays up the mortgage on the ballpark.
This is football, right?
Yep.
It's a ball.
If you're ever gonna cop the flag, you gotta have a great battery. That's what it takes.
So I've heard.
Men like Matheson and Bresnahan, Johnson and Street,
Mr. 3000 and Mr. Baseball.
Alexander and Killefer,
Roy Hobbs and Kenny Powers.
Ruther and Wingo, Grove and
Sorry, that's my drag persona.
Grove and Cochran, Gomez and Dickey,
I think visiting hours are over, Pop
Dean
Pop.
and O'Farrell.
Anyway, minor league's a whole different story.
Maybe you're wondering how I'd pick the #1 battery. Well, I'll tell you.
Eeny, meeny,
Nobody's
miny,
ever going to
mo.
argue about this decision. For my dough, the greatest battery of all time
Oh, no,
is
please don't.
Delco.
Delco.
What?
Delco, the nation's #1 battery.
A lousy commercial built on a pun so labored it should unionize. All right, bye.